different start to harvest here. So we're actually out spraying some weeds on that chem fallow this morning, but the boss man told me to just go ahead and spray out this springweed field we're on here now too. So yeah, this field got hailed out really badly. You can't really see it when we're moving, but yeah, it just crushed the springweed we had there, and then it actually started to kind of regrow, as you can see all the green. But the only problem is we wouldn't be able to cut it because we don't have enough warm growing days left. So all this stuff would grow a little bit, but then it's going to get cold in a couple months, so it just freeze and die. So we wouldn't really have anything to cut anyways. So yep, we're just going to spray it all out, and yep, 0 bushels of wheat off this field for the year. Should be another good day. Getting a little swathing done here on our triticale. Had a little hail damage, but still something there, so hopefully everything works good today. Let's get this guy all fired up here. Already got all the greasing and stuff done, but we're gonna let this thing warm up for a second, and I'm gonna get all my stuff loaded in here. So we're out here getting a little swathing done today on the triticale, and as you can see, it is pretty thin. Not going super fast right now just because I am recording. I do kind of need both hands. We do have easy steer in here, but it's not hooked up because it doesn't follow the curves of the pivot very well. So it's all hand steering, and then it's actually our speed control right there. So I just got it set at about 3 miles an hour. And yeah, we're just kind of slowly cruising along here. Not huge swaths. This stuff would be way taller if it wouldn't have got hailed on. Kind of wrecked it. But yeah, just kind of one of the little shots of the swather there. That big yellow button there is actually to turn our header off and on. That's our throttle down there. Have it all the way up when we're cutting here, and pretty simple job, not a whole lot to the swather, like I said in one of the earlier videos. Yeah, we'll just keep humming along out here. Down on this end, right kind of near the end of the field here, it does get a little bit better. You can see it in the windrows there. It's a little bit thicker, but yeah, it's that other end of the field way down there is definitely a whole lot worse. So we actually do have to slow down a little bit more in here. It'll start kind of vibrating if you're going a bit too fast, and then you know to slow down. Another morning working on the combine, but I figured I'd show you guys kind of how the crop actually moves through the combine. So first off, we'd have a header on here, but we do not right now. But once it goes through the header, it comes in here, which is called the feeder house. It gets sent up there, and then we'll hop over on this side. We've got all the covers off here. Get up here, and then it comes into the rotor here. So what happens is you can kind of see those little teeth, and this, the rotor in here spins, and it starts kind of chewing it up against all these little bars. So what'll happen is the wheat kernels will fall down onto this plate. They'll get moved into here. Some of the straw will get sucked into here as well, but this is kind of the first operation, main operation. And so what you're hoping is all the straw goes out all the way through here and then out the back. But just in case there is some straw that makes it through here, we have our fan down there making air. So it's blowing air out through these guys. And these are all shaking, kind of trying to separate the kernels out of the extra straw that's made it through here. So you have to have your fan speed set, and then these things can actually open and close for different airflow. So you're just trying to get all the kernels separated from the actual heads of the wheat. And then these are actually also open for the wheat kernels to actually fall through down into these guys. And then some of it will fall out in this back part as well, where there's another little shaker pan. Call that the chaffer and the sieve, kind of the cleaning portions. Just rocking back and forth. You can see these arms are actually what rocks it back and forth here. Then we'll hop over to the other side of the combine. So there's the front of our rotor again. And on the bottom of the combine, we have two different augers going across the underside here. You can see there's one auger here, and then there's a bigger one right here. So this bigger one is actually our clean grain elevator. So it goes up, and it should have just nice clean kernels, takes it up into the grain tank. And then this little smaller auger is actually our return auger. So it'll take the stuff that's kind of sort of semi-dirty from the back a little bit farther, and it'll run it up here. It'll kind of get threshed again a little bit in this guy, and then dumped on top in the back there again. So then it kind of goes through part of the cleaning process again. Not the whole thing, but just in the back here. And back on the other side of the combine, I'll show you guys. This is actually the little return auger here where it dumps it. So yeah, you can see it's just kind of on the back end of the combine here where it returns the grain to go through the cleaning process again. On the very back of the combine now, we have a little hole we can look in here. Hopefully at this point, you have just straw coming out of the back here. You can see that's actually the top there where it opens and comes out of the rotor. And then this bottom part's all the cleaning chaffers and sieves. So hopefully it's just straw at this point. It's actually, these are all little sensors down here. Make sure there's no actual kernels coming out the back. But yep, at this point, it all just gets thrown out, and then all the straw gets chopped up and pitched out the back here, and then spread all over the place. And that's just kind of the quick operation of how the combine works. Then some of the other stuff we're actually working on today, just hopefully kind of wrapping things up here. We got some nice nasty muck. That's actually the grain tank clean out up there, so you can get all the yucky stuff out of there. Let me tell you what, that does not smell very pleasant. And then yeah, we'll just kind of check some of our settings here. These concaves are actually for all crops. Most of the time, if you're switching between things like wheat and peas, you'd have to actually take these out and replace them with different ones if it's from the factory. But these ones are technically made for all crops. So you just put in different cover plates, and you can actually open up these little guys down here to allow more crop through. So we've had pretty good luck with them. But yeah, we'll check the settings on those and make sure they're okay. And then I think all our belts and chains are all the right tension. And I think we got everything greased. All the oil filters are good. So yeah, hopefully we're about ready to go. We'll probably clean it out a little more and maybe get some wheat cut end of this week or beginning of next week. Well, I just put the header on the combine. Should have got a little footage of it, but I was not thinking. But anyways, we got it hooked up, but we got to finish hooking it up. So I'll show you guys that. So after getting it on there initially, then we got to get our hydraulics, electronics all hooked up, and our drive shaft here. So actually, this is the header side of that plate. So we're going to pull that out, clean them all up, get him hooked on. And actually, when we pull this handle backwards, there is some little pins right there that'll slide out, and then it'll actually lock the header on to the feeder house of the combine here. And then, yep, once we have that hooked up and the drive shaft hooked up, then we are all ready to go. Another nice morning. So we've got our Saturday job today. We're going to finish up the combine header, and we had to run to town quick, get a special sickle section at, what was it, almost $8 a pop per one of these. And there's quite a few of them on here. But these ones are actually different from our other ones. You can see it's got a hole with a little divot, and it takes a special bolt as well because these two actually overlap right there. You can kind of see where they overlap. That's just right in the middle section there. So you have to have the special bolt and the special sickle section, but we're going to get our one replaced, and then the combine should be ready to go. And this little kitty's going to have to move as well, or else he's going to have a really bad time. Well, another nice morning. It's about 5:30 this morning out here in Montana. We got this thing all set up about 9 o'clock last night. We really did not know if it was going to work with our tractor. He's kind of looking a bit odd of a setup here, but it does work. So we're going to get a little raking done this morning. We have to kind of wait for it to be a little bit dewy. If it's too dry, it doesn't work as well. So that's why we're out here right now, and we couldn't go last night, and he just kind of tested it out quick. Anyways, we'll fire this thing up and get going. All right, we are out getting some of this stuff all raked here. Sorry, this thing is extremely bouncy. It makes a swather seem not bouncy, but I got the baler right behind me, so I'm trying to go pretty fast so he doesn't pass me. But yeah, it's all working pretty decently. This tractor is not the best for this, just because it is kind of so weird. That's like, yeah, we got the front loader over the back of the rake, and we can only go about 7 miles an hour top speed. So it kind of just, well, it really sucks for this operation, in all honesty. But anyways, I'm going to get back to it, so I don't get passed by the baler guy. Well, we are all baled up down here now. Not a whole lot of bales for Triticale, but at least we got that job done. Anyways, so we're just going to get this guy unhooked off of our tractor, and that way we can use our tractor to move bales. And I don't know if we're going to do that today or not. But yeah, we'll get this guy unhooked and return to its actual owner. We're just getting all hooked up to haul some bales here. One thing that's a little bit easier on Farming Simulator is we're going to have to scoot these guys over. They're pretty heavy. And then we actually have to take this whole piece and pop that back up so it's all flat on this back deck here. And usually that thing is full of dirt and rocks and all kinds of stuff, but hopefully it pops up pretty nicely. Then just like that, we have a nice flatbed deck so we can get one more set of bales on here. only have one bigger tractor with a front loader on it. We have to use our little tiny 50 horsepower tractor just to get bales unloaded. So what we do is we'll just take the forks and we'll just kick it right off the trailer like that. And it works good enough. Just cannot get many bales on the trailer. Well, pretty quick change of plans here. I was halfway back to the pivot for another load of bales, and the boss man texted and said the combine was 3/4 full and he needed the semi, which was actually parked in the shed, not hooked up yet. So I had to get it hooked up quick, air up all the tires, and now we are on our way out to the combine because harvest has started.